Good evening and welcome to another live edition of Sports Live here on a beautiful February 1st. It's February already, guys.
It is. And guess what tomorrow is?
Well, you're hoping it's tomorrow, but you don't know.
No. It is tomorrow. Whatever it is tomorrow.
What's tomorrow?
It's Groundhog's Day.
Is it Groundhog's Day tomorrow?
Yeah, it is.
I didn't know it was ground. It still means we're going to have winter anyway, so it's not like it matters. Well, we got a kind of an interesting show and interesting shows coming up throughout the rest of the semester, but kind of a fun show. We got Super Bowl, of course, coming up Sunday, so we'll be talking that.
Yep.
At some
Super
point.
Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Probably one of the biggest events that should be counted as a holiday, which it's not.
Granted, it is the second. I guess people do eat. That's like the second most that people eat food, though.
Yeah, that's
behind,
true.
of course, Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That is the second one. That's like the second most grilled out time too, even though it's February.
Yeah, and it
And
should
that's
be a
behind 4th of
holiday.
July. So it should be a holiday.
Should be.
Should be, but what do we got going on here tonight,
Well,
Big Die?
We got sports headlines for the first half hour. And then for the next half an hour, we're going to try something new for the rest of the semester here. Half an hour Twins Weekly with me, the one and only, the T Meyerinator. And then
Please
Nine-
don't
What
ever
was
say
what
that
was
again.
that?
Please don't ever say that again. Please.
What did you say? The T?
the T Meyerinator.
What is he trying to act like he's a Terminator or something? You're no Arnold Schwarzenegger. You're far from it.
But anyway, from 9 to 9:30 is going to be the PGA Tour Weekly with more than likely Zach and Nick.
Oh, so
And-
now you forget my name.
See, now you
Wow.
even think it's your name.
You forget my name
no,
now.
I
You gotta remember, he's a Terminator. He's like
I was gonna call you Getty, but I don't think many people know that story, so I kind of stopped.
we
not,
don't want to know.
not many people know that story. What?
Of our listeners.
Okay, whatever.
But and then from 9:30 to 10, Super Bowl 50 preview and predictions. Does Tyler Meyer knock off lead dog Zach Huntley for the win
there is no
year?
luck. You're lucky. I'm giving you this opportunity.
It doesn't matter.
Wait,
You open your
what
mouth.
are we talking about right now?
We've done a predictions all year, and I was
okay.
up like by 20 some games, so I figured I felt bad for him. I'd let him back into it.
And then we are also going to be
You did,
giving.
you did skip. We did have. I thought I put on there. Wasn't there NCAA football?
Oh, NCAA basketball.
or
Yeah,
basketball.
weekly.
One of the two. Yeah.
And then we are going to give away 2 signed pitchers of the Minnesota Twins, shortstop Eduardo Escobar, and 1 pitcher of the Twins great Dan Gladden. Listen in and answer trivia for a chance to win. And the phone number to call is 507-537-6350. Well,
Legitimate autographs. too.
legitimate.
We
From
actually have
Twins
We
Caravan.
actually have those in hand.
And
Not like the other times where we've had to dig and find them.
but before
You still haven't even found the other one
I
yet.
know. But before I turn it back over to you, Zach, I got a little something here for like sports headlines type thing. Well, today is Monday, February 1st, right? So why not fitting to make today in sports history? You know, well,
Something that happened on February 1st.
There
I
has
don't know
been.
of.
Same here.
in 1913.
Oh, jeez.
That was before the merger.
Way back. Let's have a history lesson, eh?
There's a couple of them, okay?
Was Abe Lincoln playing basketball?
There's a
or
couple of them.
something?
Just let it play out, okay? Jim Thorpe signed a contract to play baseball with the New York Giants.
That could have been a question.
That could have been our question.
In
Who played here on this time?
in 1913.
in 1962, on this day, the National League released its first 162 game schedule. Fitting 1962, 162 maybe.
That's still 100 off.
But
1962 and 162. It's a good 1,000 years. 1,000.
But 1968, Vince Lombardi resigned
Is
as
this
the
all on
coach
February
of the
1st?
Green
You
Bay
just
Packers.
like giving us a history lesson.
It's all February 1st.
Okay, it can't be anymore.
92,
Oh, good lord.
Barry Bonds signed the highest single season contract. It
Well,
was
that's
for
thrown out.
$4.7 million.
That's like been like ejected and thrown
Yeah.
out into the ocean.
In 95, John Stockton of the Utah Jazz became the NBA's career assist leader when he scored his
That's gone, too.
9,922nd assist to move past Magic Johnson. And in 2015,
Something happened last year that I don't remember.
the
Same.
one and only Tom Brady
Oh, that's
yeah.
right. It's the 1 year anniversary.
Yeah.
set the Super Bowl record with 37 completions. Brady also increased his career Super Bowl touchdown
did
passes
forget
to 13
Yeah.
setting
It is the 1 year anniversary of Seattle blowing a Super Bowl.
of Seattle blowing the Super Bowl.
All you had to
And
do is
then-
give it to Marshawn Lynch.
Hey, man. They did the smart thing by not handing it off to him.
and then another story.
Oh, good lord.
The NFL announced today that it will expand Thursday night football in 2016 and 17.
Take it off NFL Network and I'll be happy.
It will continue its partnership with CBS while adding NBC as a partner. Both CBS and NBC will broadcast 5 Thursday night football games
Well, that means that half five are still on freaking.
while being simulcast on the NFL Network.
Unbelievable.
And then LeBron James
Oh, good lord.
said he could never become a coach in the NBA.
Yeah.
Anyone know why?
Because he would be questioned on everything he
Yes.
does.
Bing, 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 game winner.
That's not like
It's not a new thing.
That's something
look,
that
look
they
at,
all do.
Look at what we did last week with you and North. Almost
Yeah.
every show.
yeah.
Yeah. We don't. That's
Yeah.
not new.
That's
I'm
not.
just
That's nothing. That's nothing special.
But anyway, now back to you, Zach. What do you got for us?
Was that? Oh, you done now?
I'm done.
I didn't know how long this was gonna last.
I mean, we give him a full
Well,
segment, so we'll see what happens.
Should we give a question out here first?
Let's
Yeah,
give a
might as
question.
We'll do one question. I got one question at least. Well, we got what 3 items, so each of us got to give out one. Since we do have 3 people now, so each person gives out a trivia question. So I'll start out first trivia question, and I will do a baseball trivia question. So here it is: who is the oldest Major League Baseball player to ever hit a home run? Again, who is the oldest Major League Baseball player to ever hit a home run? Metzler, you can't win.
What about me?
No, you can't win either. 507-537-6350. First caller to call in will receive an Eduardo Escobar autograph picture. But moving on to headlines.
And don't
that-
forget you. We
Look
got,
at that.
Wow.
Already got one.
Sports Live. Who's this?
Was it Julio Franco?
Yes, it is Julio Franco. You are correct.
And that.
Thank you.
And that. Who is this?
This is Lucas Horvath.
Okay, that's what
Lucas
I thought.
getting another autograph. He's already got his Mike Wallace. Now he's going to get a Eduardo Escobar autograph,
Perfect.
even though he's a Cubs guy.
Yep.
Oh well.
All right.
I like the Twins because they hate the White Sox just as much as I do.
You got that right, Lucas.
Chicago Cubs over the White Sox any day.
Yeah.
You got that right, Lucas. Well, congrats, Lucas. We'll get that out to you. And congrats again on winning an autograph.
All right. Thank you.
Yep. See ya.
Yep. Bye.
Well.
Figured
That was quick.
that was quick. Well, that's one done. But we'll do one later.
Mm-hmm.
All right. First headline. Very interesting headline. Retirements in the NFL. Seems like it's a new deal today.
Huh.
3 of them. Well, 2 of them plus a maybe. Actually, I
Yeah.
should say 2 maybes and an affirmative.
Mm-hmm.
You have the maybe and Kelvin Johnson with who knows what's going on there.
He wants out of Detroit.
Well,
That's the main reason. But you got the maybe in Peyton Manning, which I'll believe he's done after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he should be done.
But and then you got the for sure in Justin Tuck.
Yeah.
So three retirement questions in 4 days. Who's next?
Yeah, who knows?
AP next? Good
Yeah.
lord.
No, not yet.
Jeez.
Calm down. We
Man.
don't need to say the V word anymore right now.
No, we're not.
We weren't talking vampires.
Exactly. Okay,
But
anyway.
So what do you think? What do you think? Kelvin Johnson, you think he's going to actually retire or is he going to go off and go somewhere
No,
else?
he's gonna try to get. As long as Detroit cuts him free, he'll come back out of retirement.
So he'll
just
come out
like
of retirement.
Favre.
Now, where will he go?
New England,
Well, that was the first obvious choice, but
Green Bay.
no, because they
No.
don't sign free agents.
Yeah. Well, maybe after the rift with.
Look at Greg Jennings. He was a free agent. They
Yeah,
didn't sign
but
him.
maybe after the rift between Ted Thompson and Mike McCarthy.
I would
maybe-
not want to see Kelvin Johnson in the Green Bay uniform.
I wouldn't want to either, but
I know Metzler's kind of happy he would, but then you got a crowded wide receiver. Why would you want that, Metzler?
how would you have crowded? You'd have
Jordy
Jordy,
Nelson, Kelvin Johnson,
Kelvin,
and Randall Cobb.
you'd have Cobb in the slot. You'd have Kelvin and Jordy on the outside. Who
yeah,
are you
but
gonna
you
stop?
got a guy that's already getting paid $60-some million.
Yeah,
2 of
so?
them already $60-some million.
So?
Yeah.
You're gonna run out of money eventually.
Why?
And then you got a guy that needs to lose 30 pounds in the backfield.
60.
No, it's 30 actually.
He's gonna lose 60 though.
He won't lose that much. Who knows with Green Bay? They're in a lost cause right now.
With Calvin Johnson.
No, there'll be fine ones. Honestly, Zach.
I'm just saying, if Eddie Lacy doesn't lose the weight, they're going to have to find a new running back.
No, stop. Okay, you said they're a lost cause right now.
They are.
I want to correct you on that because me being a Vikings fan, I know they're not a lost cause.
Hey, remember we said you no longer can say the V word.
I'm not.
You can't say the V word until free agency.
No, we're not. Just listen to me.
Yeah,
okay?
just say you just can't say the V word until free agency.
I can say the Vikings if it refers to what I'm talking to, but what I'm saying is we all know.
V word.
I can say the V word.
I say, what are you tapping?
I'm saying mute him.
Oh, I'm not going to mute him.
But what I was saying is we all know.
Oh, another upset tonight.
Of course.
North Carolina got beat. Number 2 North Carolina got beat.
Of course.
Look at
Top
that.
5.
We
Of course.
know.
All right.
We know
Sorry.
the Packers are not a lost cause. The thing that hurt the Packers this year, and I'm going to say this being a Vikings fan, was the loss of Jordy Nelson.
Well, yeah. That was kind of an obvious pick.
Yeah, but to say they're a lost cause.
I thought I was a lost cause, too, but I won my fantasy
To say they're a
team.
lost cause, they're not. They lost one player.
But that defense is horrendous.
The defense is not the greatest.
No, it's terrible.
No, it's terrible.
It's-
It's not the great. There's no such thing as not the greatest. It's terrible.
It's terrible, but relatively speaking, the Packers have had better offenses and less equal defenses, and they've been just fine.
Well, yeah, when you're playing in the weak NFC North, yeah, that's kind of,
Seriously, their defense is I'd say at least this past year has been terrible, but
No, it was awful.
going into next year, it's
You just don't know. You don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, but them getting Jordy Nelson back, hopefully healthy.
How did we get on this Green Bay topic?
I don't know.
I don't know either, but we weren't talking.
Well, we
Green
were talking
Bay.
about Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, we were. But we weren't talking Green Bay to Calvin. Oh, no, you brought that up.
Well, then you brought up Eddie Lacy having to
That's
lose
true.
30 pounds.
All
Then we
right,
went on to Green
moving
Bay.
on. We're going to move on to Justin Tuck, who officially retired. He had a good career.
Yeah,
Super
he did.
Bowl win. I believe he only won. I don't know. He was not on the. Was he on the other both of them?
I think you won 2. Yes, with New
I think he
York,
was with them
believe.
both. But he said it was a tug of war and the rope just
broke.
broke.
I was shocked.
I would do that too if I played for the Raiders.
I was,
Even though they are coming back,
Yeah,
but
they come
it's
back.
still awful to watch.
I was honestly shocked in that, and I was sitting in class, and I seen the notification pop up on my phone. I was like,
See, he
Wow,
doesn't. He just goes to class to look at notifications.
Well,
I was sitting waiting for her to get
Well-
into class, but
because I kind of look at it too with NFL players. Even still, the average amount of time that you spend in the NFL is what, 4 years, something
Yeah.
like that. But then again, with that, it's just Justin Tuck. Defensive ends, they get pounded on constantly.
they do.
What are you?
He was
getting muted?
he was moving his mic
Okay, just make
because it makes a bad noise.
does,
Trust me,
okay.
we've done it before. It was not good.
Okay, but anyway, it's just if you think about it, you got guys that retire around 35 or something like that, and then there's
Well, he is that age. He's like 34,
He's
35.
32
Or is
actually.
he only 32?
Yeah, I mean, and
But the game is kind of people are just quitting early because of just everything
they
that's going on.
I'm saying even still with they made millions. Now that they're mid 30s or early 30s, they got that to work with.
Yeah, absolutely.
So why not just? I mean, it's kind of sad to see like really good players just all of a sudden out of the blue just stop playing. But
Now, onto that, we hate seeing that, but we hate seeing people that are playing beyond when they need to be playing, such
Yes.
as the man who will be playing on Sunday night and
Yes.
Peyton Manning, who said that he's
Yes.
going to retire.
hopefully,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
maybe those steroids helped him.
Oh, a little bit of HGH that he says that.
that HGH.
I have
no way, my
idea.
wife did that.
No.
Why would my wife need that? Well, you're gonna have him emailed or mailed directly to you. That's the smartest thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of hearing about Peyton Manning. He's washed up. He's a Hall of Famer, but he's washed up and no good anymore.
No, exactly.
And he showed that this year.
It's just
Who throws 6 picks against Kansas City? Was it 6 or 5 or something? It was bad.
It was 5 or 6.
But I was
like
playing
that.
the guy that had Peyton Manning starting in like -4.
See, the thing with that.
I don't remember the last time I had Peyton Manning in a fantasy line. I think that's when AP's rookie year was the last time they had it in there. The last time I ever chose him.
It's just Peyton Manning. He's had a really good career. Just call it quits after this.
Enough's enough. I don't care if you get your butt blown out of the Super. There is no coming back and
No.
try to fight anymore.
No.
No reason to anymore.
0.
I just don't. I don't.
I mean, if he has
You-
the same offensive line that happened
if-
last week against,
It's gonna be like
yeah,
that. Don't
no.
worry.
You look like what you. If he comes back next year, which is highly unlikely,
hopefully.
We hope.
you almost kind of look at it as the Favre experience. You know, when he
But
came
there's a
back
difference
one more
between
year.
Favre and Manning.
'Cause Favre retired, and then he came back.
Favre could still chuck it down the field.
True,
Peyton Manning barely can throw it 20 yards without being a duck.
true.
Yep.
He's got no arm strength anymore. He could throw those short passes, but everything else is. I mean, look at New England. He didn't throw it well.
It's okay. He'll just go grab the HGH shot, and it'll be all good.
That's all he needs. So it's kind of a whirlwind there in the NFL with retirements. And then later in the show, we'll talk about the Super Bowl. And then after that, it's going to be be talking free agency, and then we'll be talking, and then it'll be draft time. And I believe drafts usually on when is the draft usually?
It's the last weekend in April
It's
normally.
isn't it a Sunday though? Saturday or is it a Friday?
It starts Friday.
Starts
So we
Friday.
might if it does start Friday, we may be doing a Friday night show then, and
Follow me?
basically be live for the first round. So that's we'll see when that time comes around. But that's pretty much the that'll come down later. But moving on. Well, we will be talking NCAA football and recruiting later after our golf segment. Go to a little NCAA basketball for the first time in over 8 years. The Duke Blue Devils are no longer in the top 25. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Finally, they leave the top 25. And then,
Kentucky's like 20. I think
huh?
Kentucky's like ranked 20.
I don't know, but North Carolina just got beat.
Thank God, because I actually don't like North Carolina whatsoever. Because of
I just don't like a lot of these top teams winning anymore.
true.
But usually they don't win it anyway, so.
I mean, it makes college basketball interesting that you can't that you don't see the top like powerhouses just completely
Yeah.
dominate other teams.
But it shows the youth that Duke has. I mean, even having that Grayson, what's his name, Allen, he's not that good, and he acted like he was good.
Yeah. Well, otherwise, besides the top, to kind of summarize the top 10 this year has been terrible.
It's been a weird year.
It's just Iowa's coming out as a surprise team anyway, as it is. I just
Who are you? He's got Jake walking in like he's scared or something. I don't know,
He owns
sneaking
this
in.
place.
Yeah, but I mean, this year when we get to that point when March Madness comes around the corner, which is actually really close, or getting there in a month, but we'll talk about it. But just the look, you don't know. It's gonna be flip of the coin who's gonna win.
yeah, pretty much.
It's really crazy. So we'll keep an eye on that throughout next couple of weeks. We'll have a segment here and there. We'll replace our NCAA that we're doing this week with the NCAA basketball because pretty much signing days is this week. That's the only reason why we're doing it. So, yeah, so Duke, again, falls out of the top 25. Hallelujah for once in a lifetime. Next thing I wanted to short talk about was the, as I call it, wish it was still fantasy football, but fantasy football bowl last night. As I always call it, the no defense bowl, the junk bowl, the toilet bowl, the get rid of it bowl. I mean, what other names can I give it? I mean, this Pro Bowl, it was a joke, but it was kind of cool to see 5 Vikings in it.
Yeah.
Bridgewater played halfway decent, besides one ugly duck pick. Threw that nice little deep bomb to Allen Robinson.
Yeah.
Granted, the defense stopped halfway down, but that's no big deal. It
He
still was
got
a pretty,
burnt.
it was still a pretty little pop.
They didn't stop. He got fried on the shutter step.
Oh, I thought you were going to cuss there for a second. Russell Wilson, of course, wins MVP. Does that shock anybody? Absolutely
No,
not.
only because he didn't win the Super Bowl is the
Well,
only
yeah.
reason he got
You got to give him
Pro Bowl
something.
MVP.
No, he actually had a good game.
He had a good game.
So did Teddy.
But it was, well, yeah. But,
no, not
Teddy
compared
wasn't
to
the starter.
Russell, but anyway.
But, I mean, Is it? The question is it time to just get rid of it and just do a skills competition weekend where you
no,
still have the same process, but it's a skill
No,
competition?
you know what I think? Instead of having the big shots come in, have the young upcoming
What do I wanna
talent.
see? Why would they want
Have,
that?
have them
What
all
GM
play.
possibly would want their young talents going there?
It would make it logical. It would make it funner.
Fun.
Fun,
More
more
fun.
fun.
More fun.
Man, you're gonna get long into this business if you go into that. Holy moly, funner.
Funner.
I just don't think it's any. To me, I just don't see its need anymore. I mean, it's either you get rid of the game, you still do the pro, you still not Pro Bowl, but you still consider it you call it something else to where they still get honors for having a good season.
In all reality, it's pretty much just a cash cow for the NFL.
Oh
That's
yeah,
all it is.
but it's like no one watches it. I can't even watch it anymore.
No.
I mean, if I'm a defensive player that likes to rush the quarterback, and my quarterback's right there, he's usually wearing a red jersey on that day.
I'm going
I
to
want to
murder
go
him.
at him,
I'm gonna
and
go
I
to
want to
murder
hit
him.
him.
Yeah.
He's got 7 to 8 months to regroup.
Mhm.
I'm going to go knock him out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm not going to,
Kill him.
kill him, but I'm going to knock him out. And if I'm a middle linebacker taking on one of my receivers, I'm going to go take him out.
Yeah.
I want to play football here. Just like you play like you do in your backyard. Let these guys loose like it's kids. Go out and have fun in the back like a backyard game. Just don't kill each other.
Yep.
But don't tackle like...
Like dolls.
Well, I was trying not to bring up something feminine, but I don't know. I was... Just don't tackle like everybody's got cooties or
Don't
something.
tackle like Zach.
You've never seen me tackle. Trust me, I've knocked some teeth out.
Not that hard when you lead with your head.
You're supposed to lean with your head.
No, you're not.
Okay, you're not, but you're. That's how people talk.
What the?
I'm not the one doing the tackling. I'm the one. I'm the one usually picking the guy off and running it back. I'm a first baseman. I got hands.
Not speed.
I don't need speed when you just get knocked down at the 5-yard line to run it in. All right. So enough with talking about the poopy Pro Bowl, or whatever you want to name it.
Whatever you want to call it.
I don't even know. It's the junk game. It's as bad as the NHL. That was bad too.
That was terrible.
That was god awful. And everybody's like, "Oh, 5 goals." Dubnyk gave up 5 goals.
Dubnyk
Well,
looked like crap.
well, all the goalies look like crap.
Yeah.
When you're a bunch of guys, when it's 3-on-3 full court hockey or full ice,
ice.
whatever you want to call it, it's not. It's like playing in the backyard. It's not even fun. You get a breakaway every time. It's not fun. Just these Bulls need to get rid of them. Just get rid of them. And the last one I have here, interesting. I read about this and kind of got me thinking here. There is a report out there that there is a big possibility that Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook could be heading together to L.A. to be with the Lakers.
Go where the money is. That's what I'd do. Go where you can actually possibly win a championship.
Well, the
unless-
interesting thing is if you have those two, you got Randall. What is he saying?
I don't even. He's saying Tia
Oh,
Wolves.
gosh, Lord. You say
Are we going to
T-Wolves-
spend the money for
Matt
that?
is listening to the show, by the way, so if you're going to say Timberwolves, he'll just call you out.
Yeah, he'll call you out. I just.
But I could see that's about the only way those two will be playing again together. I don't unless Thunder somehow re-sign him.
Which I think that
But to me, I still think Durant's going to Washington, where his hometown is.
I could see it. Yeah, I
That's
could
just
see it.
my. I
Everybody
think.
do the John Wall.
If he doesn't sign with OKC, he's going to Washington.
To me, the problem is you go to the Lakers and everything's scrutiny around there. You have to win or you get
Yep.
booed out.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. The Lakers need to take a step down. Fans need to take a step down there in L.A. and
Well, they need to
realize
stop
that
talking
this-
about history.
well,
Just
yeah,
start
that's the
living
thing
with
is
what
that's
you got
why.
right now.
Well, maybe when Kobe's gone after this season,
Yeah.
everything will stop.
Kobe.
Oh,
Talk about another guy that should have been gone about 8 years ago.
No.
Okay,
Whoa.
4 years ago.
I'm saying if he hadn't got hurt, that I think it was 4 years ago. The first season he got
Problem
hurt
is
and he
the
was
guy,
out for the most of the year.
guy, when he got older, became even more of a ball hog.
Yeah, he has.
Well, he really didn't have a choice either because guys would pass him the ball anyway.
And then you bring in, you get rid of Paul Gasol. You bring in you bring in Dwight Howard, and that don't
Ugh.
work. And you,
Too many big
That whole
egos.
debacle.
Well, that's the problem is, and I think it was Kobe's fault.
Yeah.
All these, he
In that
wanted
case,
all
yeah.
these guys. It's like, well, but then it didn't work. So
Interesting.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, I could see that happen though, because you think about those two. You got Joseph Randall. I think they got a couple young big guys there.
And they got D'Angelo. They got
D'Angelo
D'Angelo
Russell. I don't know if
I'm saying
if he's there still. They're
because
thinking of getting rid of him.
because with
He was the mistake. That was a mistake on the Lakers taking him in the second pick.
yeah, I think they could.
He wasn't that good at Ohio State.
I would have said that Moody guy that got drafted by the Nuggets. I think that would have been a better
Nah,
pick.
the
but
better. Well, at this point, the better pick you're looking at would have been the guy that went to the Knicks.
Yeah. Everybody was
How do
doubting
you
him.
say his name?
I'm not even going to attempt. I just put it that way.
Porzingis.
I don't know. I don't speak that language. Speak English.
I am speaking English.
Yeah, so those were the 4 big ones I saw. I didn't really see much else. I mean, it's been kind of it wasn't much of a weekend and of course we got other segments too, so, and we'll be talking, we'll have Tyler's segment here coming up here in a few minutes. Then we have golf, and then we'll have NCAA football, recruiting, and talk about that. That's Wednesday. A lot of guys still, well, you got a lot of guys that are verbally committed but not fully committed, and you got guys that aren't committed that are planning on being committed. And then we'll finish with Super Bowl. So, good things on tap. Good start to the show. So we're going to take a quick song break. Come back, and it'll be Twins Weekly with Tyler and Meyer. You've been listening to Sports Live on Mustang.
If you're looking to get into shape or even get for a place to just stay active, then the Fitness Center is a place for you. Our SMSU Fitness Center is free to all enrolled SMSU students, and for a small fee, faculty can utilize the facility too. Make sure to bring your student ID in with you to show the worker at the front desk. The Fitness Center is open every day of the week. You heard me, every day. Their hours start at 6:30 a.m. Monday through Friday for all the early birds, and close at 10 p.m. Monday throughout Thursday for the night owls. Weekend hours include 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday and 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Sunday, with a variety of workout equipment from treadmills and ellipticals to dumbbells and strength machines. You can easily find something that's just your speed. The Fitness Center is even equipped with 3 large TVs so you don't have to skip out on your favorite shows. So what are you waiting for? Head over to the RA 124 and get your workout on the day. Need to study for a test? Head to the library. Got an annoying roommate? Head to the library. Somebody died in Grey's Anatomy? Head to the library. No matter what the situation, the library is your sanctuary. With books and printers on every floor, the library is somewhere you want to explore. The library is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. Saturdays from 10:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Sunday from 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. Go check out the McFarland Library, where you belong. And now to meteorologist Nick Getty.
God damn. Just give me a second, guys. My phone's kind of freaking out here. Well, currently right now on Monday, the 1st of February, it's 20. Apparently it feels like 22 degrees outside, and low is apparently what? This is really throwing me off right now.
There, it's 27.
27 apparently.
You gotta scroll, man.
Thank you. This helps way better.
Why don't you use the right one?
Then Tuesday as a high will be 28, then low will be 18. Wednesday will be partially cloudy. Partially. 19 degrees as a high, 10 as a low. Same thing as on Thursday and Friday. It'll also be partially cloudy. Thursday will be a high of 30, low of 14. On Friday it'll be a high of 37, low of 23. Saturday will also be partially cloudy with 39 as a high, 27 as a low. And Sunday it will be snowy. Better. 36 degrees as a high and 21 as a low. Then we have that beautiful blizzard that's apparently coming in. What, tonight?
Tonight and tomorrow.
Tonight and tomorrow. Yay. Can't wait. Plain simple, people, we're going to turn the frozen tundra here. We're going to look like our northern cousins in Canada, so be ready.
I was just having fun with the melting of the snow, and now snow's coming. I don't like that. What? You can't hear me?
No.
Do I have to get too close to
there we
hear
go.
me? Sorry, I'm standing up. I'm not in my regular space since our main man's going to go. So we're going to our new segment, Twins Weekly with Tyler Meyer. Here we go. Hit it on, Tyler.
Well, this weekend I was at Twins Fest. Yes, that's Twins Fest. The spring trading is right around the corner, and the Minnesota Twins are in partnership with Twins legend Rod Carew and his wife Rhonda announced on Saturday at Twins Fest the creation of a year-long campaign to raise funds for the American Heart Association, as well as raise awareness for cardiovascular disease. The Heart of 29 campaign honors the crew's wish to assist the American Heart Association following the Baseball Hall of Famer's recent major heart attack and subsequent surgery. Carew had an LVAD, or for better terms, left ventricle assist device implanted during the surgery and is waiting the possible need for a heart transplant. There is going to be a Heart of 29 campaign coming up, which will be a walk to raise money for the American Heart Association. Carew is very pleased to have all the support that they have during the time, and that he is willing to participate in all these events, even if he is not up to par, as long as he doesn't have a doctor's appointment. He says he will be there, so please, for more information, you can go to www.twins.mlb.com/Heart of 29. And here is Rod Carew talking at Twins Fest about his foundation, and he will actually be calling in sometime within the next couple weeks or whatnot to actually talk more about it as well. So here it is.
Into the American Heart Association movement.
It has started with the Twins organization, with Brian Donaldson and Dave St. Peter. And as I said earlier, you know, my first thoughts was, I want to help the Heart Association. So hopefully this way we can help and we can help others. You know, having a heart attack is like you become a baby again. You know, I couldn't lift myself up out of a chair. I couldn't go to the bathroom by myself. I was wearing diapers. I was urinating in my diapers. I had people that were constantly doing things for me, and I'm not, you know, that's not the way I am. But I appreciated it, and I tell you, I've had some of the best care in the nurses that, when I was in the hospital, that were taking care of me. And I have one of the best nurses right here that continues to help me and hopefully get me back on my feet where I can be where I was before.
Now, it should be noted, you'll hear all about the special Carew section on Friday nights, the red jerseys, the pins. I hope everyone will wear one. The Heart Walk that will be here at Target Field. We're going to try to gin up a whole bunch of money for this. But you've already had an impact. One of your former teammates has already reached out. You've already saved someone from perhaps heading down this path.
You know, when I had the heart attack, Rhonda and I decided to keep it quiet. We didn't want to make a big fuss, big deal out of it. And then when we finally decided to do something, we did an article with a writer from Sports Illustrated.
The great Steve Rushin from Bloomington.
Right, he did a heck of a job. And this friend of mine who I played against, who always used to try and knock me down when I faced him, a guy by the name of Clyde Wright, who was part of the Angels organization, decided to go get checked. So when he did, he found out that he had a 97% chance blockage. And the following week, he had a quadruple bypass. So we're going to be linked forever on that story, helping this guy prolong his life.
And he's the first of what we hope is a lot, because the point of what you guys are doing and you being out here isn't that you want to help people necessarily recover from a horrible incident. You want to prevent that incident from ever happening, and that's the whole goal of this entire movement.
Prevention is the key, and that's what we're trying to do. Prevent each and every one of you from going through what I went through. And I'm going to tell you, you don't want to go through it. You do not want to go through it. People that have had heart attacks that are here, they understand what I'm talking about. So you don't want to go through it.
You kept it quiet, private, obviously, that, you know, is certainly understandable. And you're a private guy, despite being such a public figure for so many years. And yet the outpouring that you've received, what has it meant to both of you to see how many people have been touched by your experience and their reaction to what's going on?
Well, you know, it's crazy, Chris, because, you know, when Michelle was sick, the outpouring of love and people wanting to help keep her alive was tremendous from this area. And I can say the same thing now for myself, that, you know, I'm getting cards all the time, people wishing me well, and being here at Twins Fest and walking the aisles, and people are patting me on my back and saying, welcome back and we wish you the best. It really makes me feel good.
When you look around the people that are here, Bert, I was out on Caravan last week with Mr. Blylev, and he couldn't wait to get back to see you, to have a chance to lay his eyes on you and speak with you in person. Tony, a guy who you'll always be linked with, the legendary Tony Oliva, to have that family, that part of your family with you in person, was that an emotional situation? These are guys you thought you may never see again.
Oh yes, Blylev, I saw him come up as a young kid. Tony Oliva took me under his wing when I was a rookie and made me his roommate for about 11 years. And everything that I know and the way that I carried myself on the field and all off the field came from Tony Oliva and Harmon Killebrew and some of the great players that have played here in the Twins organization.
Yeah, we were out on Caravan, and everywhere Bert would go, your name would come up. How's Rod? Have you seen Rod? Is he really going to be back? And a lot of people across Twins territory, not even just in this building today, who have been really thinking and praying along with you throughout this. I'll ask you this, and maybe this is for Rhonda, more so, Rod, to get the real honest answer. When you're battling back, and this is a fight, no two ways about it. It's been a fight, a long, slow, torturous, unfair fight. But mentally, you have to somehow step away from the fight to try to give balance. What are some of the things you can do on a daily basis to take your mind off that day's particular challenge? Did you try to distract him? Did you, was it reading? Was it music? Was it what are some of the tools you used to keep the fight going and keep fresh?
Distraction. That was really the key. For a while there wasn't much that we could do because he was in a hospital bed. He was in 5 different hospitals and in a hospital bed for 47 or 48 days and really too weak to do much. Was not interested in reading, was not interested in watching any television, wasn't interested in listening to music. So it was when we got him out of the hospital that we started working on distractions so that he realized that he is healthy now, he's not sick. And I think it's a tough mental shift when you're wearing a computer and batteries 24/7 to not feel like you're sick. So coming here, being back connected to baseball with the goal of going to spring training, huge, absolutely huge. There was such a difference in him yesterday, being here, and again today, being back here. I can't tell you how much it means to me, and I know it means a ton to him too.
You know, along the way that she told me is one day at a time. Take it one day at a time, one step at a time.
At what point, you're in the hospital, 5 different hospitals, at what point does it click in, I got a second chance, and I shouldn't be here, as you said. Not only do I now have a second chance, knowing you, I'm going to do something with that second chance. At what point could that mentally click in for you?
Well, I was the 34th person to have this LVAD operation. And we had, there's a gentleman that came in and talked to me a lot when he was at the hospital. We had group meetings at the hospital with other patients that have had this for a few years and are still waiting for a heart transplant. So I said to myself, boy, if they can fight this battle, you know, I can too.
Mr. Blyleven said that you've been doing some scouting You're looking for a 21-year-old heart with power. So you think you got some hits left?
Yeah, I think if I get a 21-year-old heart with power, I might still be able to go out and hit some lines.
We'll add that to the list.
Well, there was part of the interview with Rod Carew, the great, talking about part of his whole heart attack ordeal at Twins Fest. There was a lot of heartbreaking moments during that interview that a lot of fans, a lot of everybody started tearing up when he was talking about the whole incident, especially when Dick Bramer was talking about how Tony Oliva kind of brought him under his own wing and was opened up roommateship to him for 11 plus years. And then all of a sudden Dick is like, why don't you come out from behind the scene there, Oliva? And as soon as Oliva came around the corner, Rod Carew just started breaking out in tears. It was really devastating to see that. I haven't really ever seen much about how he played, but I've followed highlights and whatnot of him and watched videos. But it was kind of a tearjerker there. And another interesting tidbit I got out of Twins Fest this weekend was Torrey Hunter. He was there only on Friday. Talked to him a couple times, and he said he's going to try to find time to be able to call into the show as well. But I've got a little tidbit from Torrey. It's kind of funny talking about quote-unquote Twins World Series champions this year. So we will be playing that here real shortly.
Oh, man, I think these guys, I don't know if you can expect those guys to go and win at all. They got a good team over there in Kansas City, too. They got to fight those guys. These guys got a taste of winning last year. Not this year. Last year, you see what happened this year. And that's the same with the Twins. They got a little taste of it. They're going to be better than last year, and they're going to have a little more fight this next coming up the season. But I definitely think don't say, hey, we're going to win the World Series. Oh, come on, let's be realistic. If they do it, then you have a better shot. You'll be like, oh my God, we won the World Series. Just be real, right? And I definitely think these guys are on the up and up. They're on the right track, and they're gonna be a team that a lot of them want to come in here and play.
And who gets the smoke machine? Did you pass that on? Did you pass on the smoke machine?
I hope I did, man. I hope they get it, and I'm me. I'm who I am, and hopefully you can get somebody to kind of either be half of me or whatever.
Gordon, you and I remember the great Bob Gebhardt quote from 1987, and the point you made. He was brought in that year as the right-hand man to Andy McPhail.
Yeah.
And then the Twins win a World Series, and there's a little over at that Struckworth building. The press is drinking at 1 in the morning, and Gebhardt says, "We were just trying to get organized, and we won the bleeping World Series."
That's what I'm trying to tell you. You never know. That's why it's in everybody's memory. It's like, oh my
It's harder now, though. You got another round to get through.
Yeah. So you got the wild card. Yeah, you got a lot of rounds to get to the World Series. But I mean, I think the team in 2016, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch with Sanoa and Rosario, who's a beast. Doesn't care. He doesn't care who he faces. He's going to swing at the first pitch he sees. Hey, take this first pitch. Take it. Yeah. He goes, okay.
I got one more question for you, Torrey. I went over and saw Oswaldo Arcia at the hotel today, and apparently he spent months down in Fort Myers. Would it be a little premature to write him up?
You can't write him off. What is it, 24?
24. Gonna be
24 years old, and I definitely think that power he has, his left-handed stick, he got it. You got to give him a lot more chances. Even Kenny Vargas, you got to give him a couple more chances. What, he's 23?
Yeah, 23 or 4.
23, 24. You guys are young. Don't get rid of them. Don't give up on them too fast.
I didn't. What do you think, Ozzy? If he just decides that 410 feet is enough, it'll be okay. And stay at 620.
Yeah, just, you know what? Sometimes you got to do less to get more.
Yeah.
You know, right? That sounds good?
All right.
Yeah, whatever.
Gordo, when's your next tee time?
Monday morning.
Monday morning.
Yes, sir. I'll be teeing up at 8 o'clock.
Are you now?
We had a interview also about Miguel Sano. We totally were talking about his transition to right field and different outcomes of everything else that has happening since his departure at third base. Well, the first question that we had from him was, as of Saturday, he basically was asked, did you reach and receive and accomplish some of your goals and dreams last year? And this is what he had to say.
For those who don't know, the incident that set this in motion occurred on the golf course. And that's
always going to be a fun trip. I have the ball, my first single, and I have my hat, my jersey, my clay, my glove, my helmet, all this stuff. It's always going to be a fun trivia question years from now. Miguel Sano's first hit, it wasn't a home run or some booming ball off the wall. It was an infield sinker, to third base in Kansas City. But as we've talked about the last couple of days, I'll never forget it. Your face in the dugout before that game. You had a huge smile. You got the camera crew with you as well. But you were you were like you are a kid, but you were truly a kid there watching, the big leaguers getting ready for your first game. My first single was ground ball to a third, better like a home run. My first single, and it's a great moment when I be at the dugout with my teammate, Paul Mario. So, I be really so happy about that. And when I hit my first single, when I run the first base, I can feel my leg. When I go back, I started sweating like for 10 hours. It's a great moment, like a big league. It's something that God gave it to me and to other players, to my family, like I represent my country, my family, everything,
And the next question from them was, who contacted you in the Twins organization, or did somebody ask you that you're going to play in the outfield and that you were going to play right field? How did that all go down?
Before the Twins told me that, I'm starting working in the outfield in Dominica because I know they tried to move me to the outfield because Paul would be in third. So after that, after the Twins told me, I've been in Dominica playing baseball. This is when I finished to play. After the Twins give me that information, I need to move to right field. And then Cano, he told me in the outfield. And, the father Cano too. And then a lot of players from Dominica, they helped me too. The biggest part is when somebody hit a pop-up, if I don't see it hit my hands. I don't know if you see Javier Romero last year when he played at the left field.
Hanley Ramirez probably didn't work at it hard enough, whereas, you get Torrey Hunter to come down there too, and he's going to be working with you in the outfield, so you're going to be able to benefit from a 9-time Gold Glove winner out there.
Yeah, this year I can win Gold Glove. I show you I'm ready to play the right field. Like a Hall of Fame guy. When Tony talked to me, I really smile all the time because I love when he talked to me about baseball. It's a big experience, being in the big league. So it's like a Hall of Fame guy, and he have a lot of experience. He could give it to me about he know when he played World City, all that stuff. So he win the Gold Glove too. And it's a great moment with Tony Hunter too, Paul Mario, and Tony Leo. I've been with Paul in the GCL, AA, High A, Low A, football spot where I played. And then I remember when he teach me about playing infield, I remember when I signed too. So now it's a big moment, a chance, being the team. We promoted him. He's the manager right now. So, it's the moment is really big now, and I take care of all the information that Paul tried to give it to me. And it's like what I said about Tony, those guys have a lot of information, and if I can take, I so great.
Well, that was Miguel Sano talking about the change from third base to right field. One of the things he said in that interview was the first time he went out to the outfield, he was getting hit pop flies, and as soon as he was getting the V line for the ball, he went up and he tried to catch the ball, but the ball ended up, hitting him in the top of the head. So he said he's got to work on his hand-eye coordination from the ball under the glove, and it's going to be interesting to see the kind of outcome with that. I did happen to talk with Terry Ryan during his question and answer segment on Saturday as well. But basically, Terry Ryan said that he's raw and he's picking up some stuff, but he's not where he needs to be directly right now to succeed in right field. And it's like, so why didn't you have a backup plan with that? And I basically asked him, with Sano moving to the outfield, how does that affect your outfield problems with speed and whatnot, with losing Torrey and when you have other guys that you could put out in right field? And he's like, honestly, I'm going to have to correct you there. He says, Sano can keep up with anybody on this team, including Torrey, and he's 260, but the boy can sure move. And it was kind of one of those things where it was kind of funny. But anyway, that basically wraps up Twins Weekly, and we will be back here simultaneously after the break. And that is it.
And welcome back to Sports Live. That was a very good segment there on the Twins. That'll be once every week. Well, we are only once a week now. I keep thinking we're twice a week. So that'll be every week. Moving on here to the PGA Tour, and what a wild week it was.
Yes, it was.
Jeez, is it just me or is it?
I mean,
there we go.
Am I a little bit quiet?
Yeah, well, no, I was quiet too. Well, he moved everything, so I couldn't quite hear myself. Now I can. But yeah, a little different week. A good week. Nice, beautiful sunshine in California for the first 2 rounds first 3 rounds, and then all of a sudden, Mother Nature decided to blow everywhere.
Trees.
And that's the same storm that they got hit pretty bad with a good storm. Same storm that's coming here to hit us. So
yay! Can't wait.
Same exact storm. I believe it was, they had so many guys up at the top, 9 under, 3-way tied at 9 under heading into the final round, and Snedeker was able to somehow manage to shoot a 369. I don't know how. I don't know how it's possible, but he managed to get into the clubhouse at 600 par, and he was done Sunday night, so he didn't have to come back Monday. Well, for the rest of them, it wasn't pretty. I mean, watching it on TV was interesting. It was. You had reporters losing umbrellas. I mean, going through 4 or 5 of them. And it wasn't like it was a downpouring rain. They didn't get much rain at all. It's just some kind of thing that they have on the West Coast, like the marine layer. Like, it's just it feels like it's like it's soaking you, but it isn't what it is. So it's kind of interesting what they had there, but because it wasn't really pouring, it was just kind of just all the rain or with the wind, which was, I believe, on Sunday they said in excess of 50 miles an hour at one point. And watching, I can't think of his name now, but he was in the same group as Billy Horschel, and they were on number 3, and Billy took a 5-iron, par 3, playing 140, 5-iron, and still came up 40 yards short of the green. Hit it low too. I mean, it was brutal. And then the guy ended up making a 20-foot 20 or 25-foot putt somehow, some way, he hits it past the hole and the wind blows it back in. I mean, it was ridiculous to watch. And then, so they had to have, of course, Monday finish. 42 guys had to come back and play Monday. And, looking at the pictures from this morning, they were supposed to start at 8 o'clock their time, 10 o'clock our time. Didn't happen. There was, I think they said, over a dozen trees uprooted, and I mean, it was just, torn apart. Well, they didn't get to chainsaw anything out, and they left the trees. They moved them out of the fairways at least. So,
do you know who Jim Fruick?
Furyk? Yeah, he's he's out for the next 4 months. Wrist has been bothering him for several months. So yeah, he's out. He's getting old, but he's on the Ryder Cup. He's a Ryder Cup captain. Vice captain. There we go.
Yeah.
So it don't matter. But
there goes your Masters picks.
You pick Jim Furyk for the Masters? That's one thing I wouldn't do, Metzler.
What?
I wouldn't pick. Furyk's never done well at the Masters. Why are you picking this early? I'd put Tiger on my list because I've been expecting him there, unless he doesn't pick up a club in like 4 weeks. Then I can't. But coming into today, you looked at it. It was calm right away. It was a calm one, and then all of a sudden they said they were expecting 25, 30-mile-an-hour winds, and people were looking like, what are these people, nuts? And all of a sudden it hit, and it was a total 180 wind. They put the tee boxes for Sunday's round, which was playing a lot of holes downwind, so they moved them back. Well, 180 wind, everything was playing into the wind that was playing downwind. So they had 2 par 4s, 14 and 15 that were on the card playing 490, but in reality was playing like 585. It was like ridiculous. I believe there was 3 total birdies this morning out of all 42 guys that played, including the final groups and the groups that ended up playing.
I mean,
2 birdies. There was 5 or 6 guys that shot 83 or worse. There was 87s. You had guys shoot. There was one guy that wasn't that final group that shot a 15 over round, didn't make 1 par until 18 today. Bogeyed everything out and doubled. Yeah, he had all squares on it. Yeah. They said this was one of the, I mean, it was, as Brandt Snedeker, who ended up winning it, he ended up saying after his round, he said it was pretty much playing at a Open Championship, it was playing on a U.S. Open style course, but in British Open conditions.
Yeah.
Which is the 2 worst combinations you ever want to see.
You would think, yeah.
And, oh my, it was one of the, I mean, it was interesting to watch because to watch guys hit 3 woods on par 4s and come up 20 yards short of the green is just outrageous. And it was just the fight to the end, and both Jimmy Walker and KJ Choi weren't able to fight enough to win it. Walker did have a 1-shot lead going into the morning, starting on the 11th hole, and just started out brutal and just didn't have to do anything. And look at Brandt Snedeker, didn't even have to hit a shot today and ended up winning. It's kind of nice when you only have to sit around, practice a little bit, get ready, and just in case of a playoff, you don't even have to hit a shot and still win. So, yeah, that was this week's Farmers Insurance Open. Usually this would be Tiger's opening tournament of the year, but of course he is on IR, and we don't know when he'll be back, but there's been talks about the Masters, so we're, cross the fingers.
Hopefully.
Next week is the Waste Management Open, like it is every year, right Super Bowl week, always got to have that tournament. The famous par 3 16th, they call it the Stadium Hole, and it's, well, I would never want to play there in a full capacity.
No.
Those people are bad.
Yeah.
You get onto that tee box and you miss the green, you're getting booed. And then if you make a hole in one, you get beer thrown on you. So it's like,
so either way, it's a bad day.
Now,
maybe.
And the funny thing is when Tiger made a hole in one there in like '96, I believe it was, when he made it, they didn't have the stadium, but it was still huge.
Yeah.
And he was pumping the crowd. Just think if he was doing that, pumping the crowd out with this big stadium, they would have had to cancel the rest of the round to pick up garbage on that hole. But yeah, I don't think there's a lot of big players playing. I know Snedeker's playing. I don't recall who else was playing.
Is Rory playing?
No, Rory was not. Rory, I think, is off. Rory will be back next week. No, 2 weeks from now at Riviera. He'll be making his debut in the United States. And then you got Pebble Beach, and we'll talk more about that next week, or Pebble Beach week after. Waste Management Tournament, Tiger, of course, played for the first time since '96 last year. Or actually, I think it was '02 or something like that. Something happened where the security wasn't good enough, and I understand with Tiger Woods. Everybody wants to touch him and do all this other stuff. Whatever. But so he came back, and this was, at the time, no one knew he had the chipping yips. Or, well, just the back, maybe, I don't know. He made that golf course look like a U.S. Open last year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a golf course that is an easy course usually doesn't, struggle on, and he couldn't chip a ball on the green.
No.
Now recall they've had to do some changing this year. Usually Torrey Pines would be next week, but because of the Olympics, they've had to change everything. So a lot of things have changed. So last year was that, and then he went to play at Torrey the following week. Played 9 holes and was done. So that's kind of where everything just went downhill. But we're hoping this week will be fun again. It's been a good, interesting start. Jordan Spieth was on the other side of the world again. He was at Singapore. Ended up finishing in second, but
apparently he's never going on a world tour ever again.
Well, he's saying he's got all this fatigue, but it's like
you're the one that put yourself in this situation,
you're the one that's playing in Singapore and playing in Abu Dhabi. And I mean, granted, Ricky Fowler came back and played here. He was in Abu Dhabi, traveled all the way back, played, missed the cut, but I mean, come on, man.
You're making money.
If you're saying you're being fatigued, then stop playing. You don't need to keep playing.
Yeah.
You say, I mean, he's a good golfer. You could say he's a great golfer, but I don't say that until he's proven a little more. I mean, he had a heck of a year last year. Don't get me wrong, but you got to prove to me you're a great, great golfer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's good, really good, but there's times where he does kind of, he gets a little shaky. But he can hit really good shots, though. We saw that U.S. Open at, holy moly, that golf course was.
Then your boy, Bubba.
Oh, Bubba. He's no golfer. He's this guy whacking the ball around. He don't hit golf balls. He just whacks them around like it's no big deal. I'm waiting for him to quit, though. He said he was going to retire when he hits world number 1. Why don't these guys let him get to world number 1? Then we can have a send-off for him.
Hey, guys, just don't do good
don't
this
do
time.
good
Just
and let him win.
Let him win, and then we'll just
let him win one more green jacket and let him get to number 1. He'll go out with only green jacket. And that's one thing I've always said about Bubba. I mean, Jordan will be the guy that'll win majors from all the majors.
Yeah.
He'll win multiple of different ones. Well, he won't get up to like Jack and Tiger, but he'll win multiple ones. Rory will win multiple ones.
Mm-hmm.
Bubba Watson, to me, to this day, will only win one major, and he'll win multiple. And he's already won multiple of them. He'll probably end up with another green jacket, and that's all he's going to win.
Yeah.
And the only reason why is that golf course works with him.
Mm-hmm.
He can fade the ball.
I mean, look what happened.
He can
last
fade
time
the
he
ball.
won one.
That's the thing. He fades the ball.
fades it.
So when you're fading the ball as a left-hander, it goes right to left. Well, most of those holes are right to left. So when you could take it over par 5 and just drive it over the trees and have 160 yards into a par 5, I mean, as long as he hits the fairway, he's going to win it.
Yeah.
But you never know. Masters coming up in 2 months. 2 months? 3 months? 2 months. A little over 2 months. Can't believe it's already 2 months of the Masters.
I know.
Seems like I don't know. It seems like a long
it should be
time
farther away.
Seems like a long time since a PGA. Yeah, I know when it is. Metzler, come on. I've watched golf for like 10 years of my life. I think I know when the Masters is every week. Or every year, I should say, not every week. But there is a few changes to that before we move on. The PGA will not be played in August this year. That has been moved up into July as the same month as the Open Championship. So it'll be Open Championship a week later. They'll have a week off. Well, not a week off, another tournament, but a week off. And then the next week will be the PGA. So it's 2 majors in 3 weeks.
Mm.
And then after that will be the Olympics? Yeah, the Olympics, FedEx Cup, and then the Ryder Cup, of course, is in Minnesota. So that's how the end of the year is going to be just a, holy moly, it's going to be a fast-paced, flying. Guys are going to be tired. That Ryder Cup's just going to be a tired out bunch of guys trying to golf. Maybe that's when Tiger wants to make a surprise comeback. Hey, I can play. I'm fresh. My back's good. I'm good to go. Let's go.
All you guys are tired? Okay, my bad. I'll just
I'm
come
good to
in
go.
now.
I'm good to go. Let's go. Phil, well, I don't know. We'll see how like the old guys like Phil does. Can he hold up with this? Well, he won't be probably playing in the Olympics, so.
No.
Unless some kind of magical thing happens and he finally wins.
We believe in magic here. It's okay.
And he wins a U.S. Open. And I don't know. I think I could see the Twins are going to win a World Series before Phil Mickelson wins a U.S. Open. He's only been, he's only runner-up about 4 or 8, 9 times or something like that. He's not going to win one. I mean, people say, oh, yeah, Phil. Every year it comes up. Every year. They don't even talk Tiger anymore in the U.S. Open. Every year it's like, yep, will Phil do it? Will this be the year Phil wins? No, it's not the year Phil wins. I'm sorry to tell you, but Phil will not win.
No, he won't. Like you said, if magic happens, that's the only way.
The guy's 45, 44, 45 years old.
I mean, and granted that it's golf. It's not exactly the most I mean, I'm not. Whoa.
Whoa. You know, Tiger Woods can outrun a lot of these athletes. He can outwork them.
I'm saying like.
You guys are athletes.
Yeah, I know they're athletes. I'm not saying they're not.
It's not John Daly out there, man. He's not smoking a cigar and walking down without a shirt on anymore.
True.
It's not how they golf anymore.
Yeah. I mean, in that case, he'd be done right now.
John Daly. I loved watching John Daly.
Yeah.
He just crushes the drive and just grabs his whatever peanut butter jelly sandwich or whatever he had on a golf course with him. It was ridiculous. But, yeah, there's our weekly PGA Tour stop, and we'll talk more about events after next week. What?
My question?
Oh, yeah, we'll get that. I'll have you do that here in a second. But we'll get back. We'll come back, talk about the waste management next week, and if any other news pops up, and maybe something funky will pop up, like Jim Furyk today popped up.
Something.
So, well, we are gonna do giveaway number 2, and question from Nick. Or Nick will have the question here. We are giving away this time the Dan Gladden picture, Dan Gladden signed autograph picture, and the question again is from Nick. So, give it away, Nick.
Okay, guys. This is in baseball history. The catch refers to Willie Mays' catch in the 1954 World Series. Who's the person that hit the ball that Willie Mays caught?
You want to repeat that?
In baseball,
Just so they heard you?
Yeah. The catch refers to Willie Mays' catch in the 1954 World Series. Who is the person that hit the ball that Willie caught?
Ty Cobb.
Hey, you can't answer the question. It was not Ty Cobb anyways. You can't answer no question. You got an autograph from Dan Gladden.
No, I don't. On a ball I do. But
Yeah, so yes, you do.
You can't answer anyways. You're part of our...
I didn't. I wasn't in
Phone
there.
number again, 507-537-6350. Hopefully it's not just Lucas listening. We're just going to give them all to Lucas or something like that.
Tip, the answer was not Ty Cobb.
Well, I don't know why you think you got to win.
I don't know.
The only way you'd have a chance to win is if, like, Metzler was giving something out, and then all three of us could win.
Yeah?
You got anything, Metzler?
He's going to give us Tyler. Okay.
What are we starting the bid on?
A cent?
5 cents?
10.
Going any higher? Going once, going twice,
11.
sold. Oh, we got 11 cents. Okay, we're not going to get a bidding war because it's not going to get over 20 cents. But again,
40.
No, good Lord.
Let's move on.
So again, 507-537-6350. If you know the answer, you get an autograph picture of Dan Gladden. Of course, was on both World Series championships with the Twins. So, yeah. If no one gets it, we'll just do a new question and whatever. But moving on, we got recruiting time, baby. It's best time in college football.
It is.
Outside of playing, it's recruiting time.
And the number 36 recruit commits to Alabama in online video.
Oh, nice. Another guy going to the Red House of Alabama.
Yay.
Number 1 recruit, Gary, is still undecided on his decision.
Yeah, but he's not. At least he's not going to Alabama.
Yeah, he says he's not.
Jeter and Brady, Tom Brady, of course, to headline University of Michigan signing day.
Yeah, they just need more people there at signing day. Might as well bring a mattress for Jim Harbaugh to sleep in.
Why not? Doesn't have to sleep on the floor anymore.
I'm happy.
Stanford has Pac-10's top class and can pad the lead.
Well, that doesn't shock anybody.
Michigan, Stanford, Texas could close strong.
What are you just reading off headlines
Yeah,
or
he's just
something?
reading off headlines
Good
from
Lord!
ESPN
I
right
mean,
now.
Nick's got everything pulled up here, and you're just reading headlines.
Number 1 linebacker Davis names Alabama as new leader.
Ugh, that's probably for 2017. Yuck.
Yuck.
Who wants to go to Alabama?
Wait, what name did he say?
Davis.
I'm not.
That's got to be
It's gotta be
2017.
2017, yeah.
Florida just offered, I think, a 2018 quarterback or something like I don't know. We're getting going on quarterbacks. Good. We can mute him out. He's got to take a telephone call. Yeah, man, take a telephone. We don't care if you take telephone calls in the middle of our show. No big deal.
Well,
I guess it's just us two. So, I mean, you're a Gopher fan, so.
yeah, for the most part, yes.
And I'm a Gator. Well, I'm both kind of a Gopher. I'm I am, because I am from Minnesota Gopher fan, but I
Yes.
am a Gator fan, and I'm happy with the class.
Yeah.
We got a lot of quarterbacks. We got quarterbacks, actually. I don't have to sit there looking at a backup sitting on a bench and Treon Harris starting. Thank the Lord. Now, if McElwain starts Treon Harris, I might be mad. Then I might have to retract keeping him around. No, I'd never get rid of Treon. I'd get rid of Treon Harris in a heartbeat. No. But, yeah, Florida got a good class. Minnesota got a pretty good class so far.
So far.
We're hoping
Hopefully-
Snelson stays.
Like
But I still think Miami.
In all truth and reality, I could see him going back to Miami.
Because who and what age goes from Miami, Florida, in and around the Miami area in Florida, where it's beautiful and sunny and 70 degrees every day mostly, and come 2,000 miles north where it's cold, snowy, and windy? You tell me, because I wouldn't.
I mean, in his case, either they just gave him a very good sales pitch or else I don't even know. Getting insider information from Matt.
No, this is a joke. I don't understand people that come to Minnesota to play football. No matter what level in college, why would you go from California or Florida to Minnesota? I want to go the opposite direction.
Yeah,
I want to go down.
Maybe
I want to go down to
offer or something like that.
I
But
don't know.
it's Snelson. In my honest opinion, he's not going to stay with
No,
us.
I don't think he is, because the Gophers did have his buddies. They both were linebackers, I believe.
Yeah.
And they were, geez, he's loud in there talking on the phone. You want to keep it quiet in there?
We can hear him through the booth.
I know. Good Lord, he's on the phone with somebody. I don't know. Who knows? He likes to be on the phone during the show.
Then there's this.
They had both brothers.
Yeah.
Or both. Yeah, I think they're brothers that were committed to Minnesota and then left to go to Miami. So,
Yeah.
and that's, I have a feeling, it's going to change. But I believe there was a lot of guys there. I mean, we have the list there. I believe there's a lot of guys though that the Gophers have that are pretty. I mean, that we like. I mean,
we got Carter Coughlin out of Eden Prairie.
There's something that I like, though, is that we're keeping in-state guys.
Yes.
In-state guys aren't leaving. Now we just got to get basketball to do that.
Yes.
And, well, most of them are starting to do that now, but it's...
I mean, now that Duke and Kentucky are going down, we don't have to see a lot of our top recruits
I
leave.
still think what's-his-name will go. Tyus's brother will end up going there, but we won't get into that until it actually happens.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know. I think the Gophers have that good class. They got the young quarterback that's was from Minnesota, went to Texas, and then came back.
Seth Green.
Yeah, Seth Green. He'll start not next year.
No.
I still think Leitner will finish it out.
Then
I mean, granted, I've been harsh on Leitner all year long. I mean, I'm talking hard, but I've been harsh on Treon Harris even worse. I even said at one point I'd rather have Mitch Leitner sitting under center for Florida than Treon Harris. At least he could have made the throws against Alabama. Granted, he made a couple. Treon made a couple, but I mean, Leitner, if he could stay straight, and I mean, bringing in a new offense coordinator might help him.
Might.
Because Lime Grover was a piece of garbage.
Yeah. It just they had more of a pro attack when they had him, right?
To me, it just wasn't a fit, and I think what's killing him is he likes to run the ball a lot, which kills his quarterback ability.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to be able to throw and run the ball. Well, he can throw, sort of. He can.
And his running. Jeez, Tyler, you really need to calm down. In there.
You
can
gotta
hear you.
Good Lord, you need to be quiet in there.
Okay, he's trying to ignore us.
Yeah, he's trying to ignore us. Matt, why don't you go quiet him down in there?
Clock him in the back of the head.
Yeah, clock him in the back of the head. We can't have a decent conversation without hearing him. What's he talking about?
Oh, now he's quiet.
Yeah.
He's on the phone. I don't know who's talking. But what kind of other guys do you like out of the recruiting class for this year that they've officially done, or even what they've offered if they're still out there and still looking?
Well, pretty much with the offers that I can see right now.
A lot of them were signed, and I remember looking.
Because I remember the top guy that they wanted to sign, he was an offensive guard from Texas. He's signed with Alabama, or committed at least.
Well, who doesn't go to Alabama? How many scholarships does Alabama get? I need to know.
We don't even
Nick
know.
Saban, how many do you get? Do you get 100 of them? Come on, send him some over to Florida. You know, what are you, scared of us or something?
And apparently,
I mean, we did beat you once.
Apparently, we like to go to Texas because then the next guy that we offered, it's pretty high up. He's a 4-star.
Who wants to go to Texas?
He's a 4-star recruit.
What's his name starting to bring that program back up a little bit? Sort of, kind of.
You got Jordan Elliott.
I always said Texas haven't been anything since Colt McCoy left. Colt McCoy wasn't anything special.
So who? Jordan Elliott. He's from Houston, Texas.
Sounds like
Westside High School.
Sounds like a Texan.
He's a 4-star recruit, but as of right now, his top of his list is we're not even close. Like it's way down
and that's
there.
the thing. They don't put them in order there for ESPN usually.
But I just assume because Nebraska right now, that's probably where apparently he's going.
If I can get this on here. Okay, now my internet did kick back in. I'm gonna hop in there and talk quickly about the top. There's, I think, 5 guys that are signing on Wednesday, if I recall. If I remember right, that's what they said. They had 5 guys that are officially doing their announcement on ESPN, or on the ESPN channels, I should say.
Yeah.
And, well, none of them I'm going to watch because, well, none of them are going to Florida. So it's like,
Well,
why should I even look? But
Rayshawn Gray or Gary.
Gary, and we said, what was the schools was he down to again? It was Clemson and Michigan, wasn't it?
Clemson, Michigan.
I still think Michigan. I think Michigan's going to end with him.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, Jim Harbaugh is the best thing Michigan could ever get.
Yeah.
Because he is bringing this program totally around. And people look at it and like, well, you know, they blew out a great Florida team. Well, no. We weren't great. We were good, but you think about it, that team's good.
Yeah, that team's
They
good.
got a good team there. Jim Harbaugh is nothing to be reckoned about. I knew it was going to be a tough game.
Yeah.
They probably couldn't have beat Alabama, but they could compete. They're a good team, and I think they're going to beat out Ohio State. Personally,
Wait, you saying for like next year as in the Big Ten?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think Ohio State's going to go take a little tumble for a while.
But as of right now,
Granted, I'm just saying that because I'm getting tired of Urban Meyer winning.
Well, then you got.
You know why?
Ezekiel
Because the guy
Elliott,
decided
and
to
you got
leave
a bunch
Florida.
of those guys leaving too.
I just don't like Urban anymore because he left Florida. So, no, I'm done coaching. Oh, no, let's go to Ohio State. Well, thank you. Leave us with Will Muschamp, of all people.
Yay. But yeah, Michigan's probably going to win out that one. It's
And so what disappoints me, though, in the Big Ten, I mean, granted, this isn't about recruiting, just NCAA and football in general, is that you have sort of like the SEC. As I compare it to the SEC in a way. You got the SEC West, where maybe I have them backwards always. Because I think Florida won the East. No, they won the West, so I can never remember which is which. You would think they'd be more in the West, but whatever side Alabama's on, I can always forget. That side's the SAC side.
Yeah.
That's the SAC side of the division. Then you go on to the Florida. Missouri's a crapshoot. Kentucky's a crapshoot. Tennessee's been a crapshoot. They're going to be better this year.
Hopefully.
As I was saying, you look at the SEC and how that is. You got the garbage side with Florida, that side, and then you got the stack side. I look at that, it's a Big Ten. You got Ohio State, Michigan State on one side, and you got Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, nobody. Huh? Well, Nebraska's getting better, but as I said, it's kind of the high side and the low side of each conference, and I think the Big Ten is on its way back up, but it's still it's still going to be a little bit.
Ugh.
It's still going to be a little bit. I still see the SEC up there. Pac-12 is going to take a little bit.
Yeah.
The ACC, they got Clemson again, but Florida State out. You never know.
No.
I mean, you just kind of don't know what Florida State's going to do. But I think it's down to basically SEC still. I don't know what he's looking for.
SEC in general.
SEC, and then maybe the Big Ten's up there. But
Are you saying for top conference? It's SEC.
No, but not by much anymore. It used to be a domination.
Because you think about back when Bama had McCarron and those guys, where they just dominated for how many years straight. It's not like that anymore because the original powerhouses are like in basketball now. Like they're not gonna. Other teams are starting to get more talent, or they're building up talent, or having guys stay a little bit longer. So then they're kind of meshing more than just young stars that come in for 2 years.
Yeah, I mean Alabama's good and that, but it's bum fist and everything. Sweet, it's just the two of us now.
No, it's just two.
No, it's just two. Now it's down to two. You just, I guess, Matt, so you can eat the pizza now. But so it should be a good recruiting day. We're hoping that maybe some surprises. We usually get some of those surprises.
Maybe.
But hoping maybe maybe Gophers get lucky.
Gary comes here, huh?
Maybe no. If that happens, I don't know what I'd do. But
just the top recruit in the nation, no big deal.
No. But hopefully Gophers keep Nelson. I doubt it, but we're praying.
Hopefully.
And hopefully the Gators continue to bring in some more guys as we try to dethrone those Crimson Tide in the SEC. So
not for a while now, but we'll see.
Hey, shh. McElwain knows what he's doing. I got faith. Basketball team's even turning around now. I wasn't expecting this, and now upsetted number 9 West Virginia at home by 20.
Yeah.
Didn't expect it. Stranger things are happening right now in my life.
Yeah.
All right, that'll wrap it up here on recruiting and PGA golf. So we'll take a break, come back, and talk some Super Bowl and get ready for the big dance. So you've been listening to Sports Live on Mustang Radio.
Are you stressed out over school, work, or just plain drama? Head on over to the Mustang Zone, located in the Upper Student Center of the Southwest Minnesota State University campus. The Mustang Zone has cheap movies, games, game rentals, low-price candy, and comfy couches to watch TV. The Mustang Zone also has pool tables and table tennis that students can rent for hours. The Mustang Zone only uses cash and Mustang money, no flex. So stop on by and have a good time at the SMSU Mustang Zone. Are you an African-American student at Southwest Minnesota State University? Looking for a club where you can share the same academic, social, and economic goals? SMSU's Black Student Union facilitates these goals and more. The club aims to create a harmonious and inclusive environment for SMSU African American students. The Black Student Union also works to eliminate the problems that are relative to African American students. The Black Student Union meets every Tuesday at 6:30 in Commons East. So join the SMSU Black Student Union and experience an organization with purpose.
Thanks, Tyler. No, it's for meteorologist Nick Gettin.
No, come on. It's all you.
No, I was gonna be you since it's down to a 2-man band.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. Well,
And now to Zach
you gonna do something
as
crazy
the weatherman.
I was gonna say you're gonna do something crazy like Tyler does. Am I like
No,
the
I'm
Zacinator or something?
No, I'm good.
Am I like the Zacinator? All right, right now for the weather in Marshall, it is 27 degrees and cloudy. Feels like 22. We are under a beautiful blizzard warning. Goes into effect from 3 a.m. tomorrow morning till 4 a.m. Wednesday morning. Says snow will develop from the south to the north late tonight and early tomorrow morning, with snowfall possibly heavy at times on Tuesday. So the snow is expected to taper off after midnight Tuesday night.
Yeah.
But winds will remain brisk into Wednesday morning. Accumulations about 4 to 8 inches. The lighter amounts of near 4 inches are projected to be on the west and north sides of the snow band. Which I don't. I mean, I understand weather, but who keeps track of that?
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna. It says I was gonna say they have all these cities, but northerly winds of 25 to 45 miles an hour will occur Tuesday and Tuesday night. This will create near whiteout conditions at times in the country. County. I can't read.
Stammer.
I can't even read. So. It's going to be nasty. Let's just say, let's cancel school tomorrow. Let's just cancel school. It'll just be good for me. I'd take another
Sharon,
day off.
Can you please cancel school if you are listening?
No, she won't cancel school. That'll be the one person that wouldn't cancel school. So looking at hourly, it looks like 30% by 7 a.m., and then it'll gradually increase. Doesn't look like it'll ever hit 100, which is just weird. But it'll taper off at about, 2 o'clock in the morning or Wednesday morning, excuse me. So it's going to be nasty out there. Hold on, everybody. Everybody go to the grocery store. Go get your bread, milk, and eggs. Like the people on the East Coast.
If only we had a
like everybody on the East Coast. Can we act like people on the East Coast cancel school for the next week?
Even the West Coast?
No, East Coast.
Oh.
After that snowstorm in the East Coast, yeah. Why don't we just cancel school for a week and go to the grocery store and buy out all the food?
Why not 2 weeks, 3
there you
weeks,
go.
4 weeks?
So looking at the outlook, of course, tomorrow, snowy. 29 degrees is the high, 17 is the low. For Wednesday, partly cloudy skies. Actually, AM clouds and PM sunshine. 21 degrees. Wind's going to be really wildly crazy. Winds out of northwest at 17 miles an hour. 12 degrees Wednesday night for your high on Thursday. Partly cloudy skies and 30 degrees. 15 as the low. For Friday, AM clouds and PM sun and a beautiful, beautiful southwest wind out at 17 miles an hour. And what does that mean? Temperatures in the upper 30s, 37 degrees with a low of 23. And how about Saturday? Partly cloudy skies, west-southwest winds at 14 miles an hour and a good old 40-degree temperature.
Yay.
Yeah. And then 35 on Sunday. So Super Bowl Sunday, going to have a little snow, a little late night snow. But what's wrong with a little snow on Super Bowl night?
Nothing.
Because Super Bowl night's always great. I love Super Bowl.
Yes.
It depends on what teams are playing though. But
I mean-
so let's get in a little mood in Super Bowl. I mean, we're not in no mood right now. Let's get in a little bit of mood. Get some music playing. Get some mood on. I just got to think what TV station.
Trying to
they're
get
on.
real.
Figure we got to get into some kind of mood.
Yeah. We got.
It's got to be on CBS. I got the theme on CBS, so why not play? We played it all year. Well, me and Tyler played it all year. So, yeah, we got Super Bowl Sunday, of course, the Carolina Panthers, or I should say the young Carolina Panthers taking on
Versus
the old Denver Broncos.
I was going to say old man led.
Old man
Denver
led, yeah.
Broncos.
And I believe they said this is like, if I remember reading correctly, I think they said the betting is like ridiculously high right now.
Yeah.
On everything. To the halftime show, the crazy commercials that are going to be playing, to what goes on the field, to the coin toss, to who drinks what Gatorade. Good Lord. I'm going to bet that Cam Newton drinks a purple Gatorade. $100. No, good Lord. Do I care what kind of Gatorade Cam Newton drinks?
Hey, Vegas is going to make money this weekend.
They're going to be, after a while, they made money last week.
I mean, our choices were wrong.
Yeah, we were wrong. We were 0 for 2. We were 0 for 2. Tyler was lucky and got one right.
For one.
He was 1 for 2. And he never did pick. He did leave without picking, so I believe I win. I'm the champion because it's a forfeit. He never picked.
Yep.
It's a forced win. He never ended up picking, so I get a win. Yeah, I won anyway, so it didn't matter. But we did fantasy 2 weeks ago, and the three of us didn't. Well, I mentioned that last week, and
We got murdered.
yeah, both of you got murdered together, and so it's the two of us in the championship. And well, I would say these teams would be awful playing Madden football.
Oh, yeah, terrible.
Oh, besides my defense, I like my defense. I'm happy with my defense. Well, I ended up getting the first pick, so I took Newton. You took Peyton Manning. You got 2 backup running backs. Well, I got both starters. You got
So
Ronnie Hillman, and you got
Tolbert.
Tolbert's a fullback now. He's not even the running back. I got
Hey, he still
Stewart.
gets yards. He
I
still
know.
gets
I got
yards.
Stewart and Anderson. You got a starter and a low-tier third wide receiver, and I got both starting number
So
ones.
I'm doing pretty
or
well,
two
you
of 'em.
guys. I'm doing pretty well.
You got Demaryius Thompson, Andre Caldwell, which was a Gator before, and I took Sanders again. You got the number 1 tight end in Greg Olson, while I got Owen Daniels, which I'm shocked you didn't take him again after he had 2 touchdowns last week.
Yeah, but I have to go with the positive bet
Then you
here.
took the Michigan boy, Devin Finches.
Well,
as your
I
flex.
really didn't have a choice.
You didn't have a choice. I took Corey Brown, who had like 108 yards receiving 2 weeks ago. So I'm like, yeah, why not? You took Broncos, I took Denver. Or you took Broncos, I took Carolina defense. And then you took McManus, and I took Gunn. We really had no choices there because it was
neither of
one
us had
takes one.
choice.
I don't understand how you could do playoff fantasy, and especially in the Super Bowl. I mean,
it'd be confusing. It'd be like, well, I'm just gonna choose this
that's
guy.
why we picked a lot of guys that you don't really know of, because then
Yeah.
it's like,
I mean, Funches,
that guy's gonna
Funches
win.
was supposed to be like a dynamite player.
Well, he
as
was
a
supposed
rookie,
to, well,
man,
he
just
was a
boom.
tight end at Michigan.
Ugh. They moved him to a wide receiver.
Carolina did, yeah.
Why?
Because they needed a big guy after you lose Kelvin Benjamin.
True, I guess.
So-
Yeah, that's a good case. I
He
guess.
kind of, I don't know, he failed. That's what I think. I mean, he dropped a lot of balls, and, well, Ted Ginn Jr., you talk about someone dropping balls.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
I mean, when he gets as wide open as he does,
Well, he had, what was that? New Orleans, he had a big drop for 40-plus yard touchdown. And
that was.
he had so many
that
of
was
them, and it's
murderous.
like, holy moly. Luckily, I think I had faced him once, but I don't know if he started in. I can't recall if the guy ever started 10 games.
I mean,
I don't know. He did in 1 week where he did nothing.
I was saying in my lost fantasy season, I had him on my team, and he did
Your
good every
lost
now and then.
fantasy season. Well, mine was the total loss, and then I just ended up winning it.
I just couldn't control anything.
I had a total loss, but I ended up winning.
Mm-hmm.
Just odd how you lose 5 guys, your top 2 picks, and you still win.
Huh?
I don't know. But I made it worthwhile by paying for a Xbox One. So made it worthwhile. So before we head off and continue debate about the Super Bowl, which there pretty much isn't much to debate, really, but we'll try our best to try to go in depth a little bit. I want you to read off the question one more time and see if we can get one, because that'll be the last one. And if no one ends up getting it today, we will do it again next week. And one-time winner, Lucas. Sorry.
All right, guys.
We can't give you Lucas. We can't give you it all, and we'd love to,
Sorry.
but we can't. It just can't work that way.
All right, guys. In baseball history, the catch is referred to as the catch that Willie Mays had in the 1954 World Series. Who hit the ball?
That's tough. I don't even know that.
That's why I said that's why I'm having it. It's tough.
Tough question. 507-537-6350 is the number.
And I know most of you out there are looking it up, so don't try to call in.
Everybody looks it up.
I was
Good
saying
Lord.
don't try calling in. Oh yeah, I knew it off the top of my head.
They don't do that.
I'm saying
a lot of them don't do it.
I'm saying if.
I know when people do it, especially when you do golf questions. You know the guy
True.
that calls in doesn't know anything about golf.
Yeah.
But well, he does know a little bit. But
I mean,
again,
I don't know much as it is, but I know enough, I guess.
first caller to get it right gets a Dan Glenn signed picture.
Come on, guys.
No,
I'm waiting for you.
Yeah. we could be waiting all night. Because Lucas can't call in again. He'd love to. We just can't give him a reprise, and we might as well just send him to him without even asking a question. But again, 507-537-6350 if you want to win a prize. And Tyler, if you somehow are listening, you cannot win again. Or not win. You just can't win, period. Again, back to football now.
Back to football.
So, we kind of know who we want to pick, but let's look into this a little deep, because sometimes you kind of look a little bit, you just don't know either way. You look at Denver, a team like Denver, who went out and beat Tom Brady, and beat him up pretty good.
Yeah.
He took a brutal shot.
Patriots offensive line.
Oh, the offensive line's garbage. It's as bad as the Vikings.
Yeah.
Hey, at least now we can say the V word without him
Yeah,
here.
that's true.
But yeah, they're pretty bad as the Vikings. But the defense is good. The defense has been carrying that team all year.
Yeah.
Though. How much more can that Denver defense carry?
I mean, when you have the dynamite duo with Tolbert and Stewart in the backfield, then you got Cam Newton back there. It's just, I think this week might be a week that they're going to be like actually tested.
Yeah, and I mean, they haven't really.
They haven't faced
They
a quarterback
faced
like
a quarterback
him.
that can run. They did face Russell Wilson this year,
But-
I believe, and it was a close game. But
A guy that's that big.
yeah, and
That can-
Newton's much
that
bigger
can
than Wilson.
Move like Wilson.
And the
Well,
one
not
thing,
that
if
fast, but-
if Newton, the one thing Newton's got to learn though is he can't just
Do it all
get
the
wild throwing it around either.
Yeah.
Because Denver's cornerbacks are one of the greatest in the league.
And even their safeties can go out and get the ball too.
Oh yeah, safeties. You got Talib and Harris on the outside. And you got Ward, and I cannot ever think
What's
of
his
their
name. I mean, he's
they're
he's
both
he's
injured,
backup
but they're
right
going to be
now.
good to go.
Oh, is Burton come back? Or no, he broke his leg earlier in the season. So no,
I
he's not
recall,
coming
but
back.
they got some good secondary. Middle linebackers aren't the greatest. You got
Trevathan.
Marshall. It's not. I mean, overall,
Trevathan's,
it's not overall great, but it's good. The line, you got a lot of age on that line. You got DeMarcus Ware.
The youngest is Von Miller right now. Besides,
And Von's pretty good.
I mean,
He's
like-
good, but can that offensive line of Carolina stop that defensive line?
I
It's the
mean,
big
Michael
question.
Orr's having a good year. I think he'll be lined up against Oh wow! I just said his name and it completely went.
Von Miller?
Von Miller, yes. I think he's going to go against him most of the night, so that'll be a good matchup. But otherwise, the rest of the line,
Yeah.
it's a big question mark.
And then you go on the flip side.
Oh,
and you got
Peyton
Car-
Manning,
you
you better get a wheelchair. I'm saying this right now. Get a wheelchair.
Yeah, Carolina's defensive front taking on a really delegated, deathly offensive line of Denver. It's all right, Peyton. You're good about retiring now because you're gonna need to when you got two legs that don't move anymore.
Yeah.
Wow. And and you got a middle linebacking core with Davis and
who's playing through a broken arm.
who's
Which
gonna
I give
put
him respect.
You knew he would.
Yeah.
Because the guy tore his ACL 3 times. No one tears a ACL 3 times and still can play football.
No,
it's not possible.
Not at the level that he's doing too.
Yeah. He did have surgery, so he should be at least healed up enough to where it should be fine. And then you got
defensive scoring machine in Kuechly.
You got Luke Kuechly, and then you got the machines of the cornerbacks. You got Josh Norman, which is a dang good corner right now. The other corner, it was Tillman, but he's
hurt
on
now.
IR, so I can never think who the other. He's
The other
not
guy's-
great.
the other guy's decent, but he's not.
They're just they're gelling.
Yeah.
They're kind of like
Getting a little tired over there.
I don't know. I just had a yawn there quick. No one else on Matt. Did you? You didn't yawn, did you? Okay, so I don't know where that came out of there. But I just think Peyton Manning's going to struggle throwing the ball.
Yeah.
Because you think about it, Norman's going to probably be on Thomas, which if I were him, I'd have Norman on Sanders.
Because Sanders has been the one that's
Sanders is the one that
showing
gets the
up.
ball. If you watch film, Demaryius Thomas has been faced off against the second-team guys and have gotten beat.
Mm-hmm.
New England, I don't think Butler very rarely faced Thomas. They had another guy on him, and he stopped in the first game, the first time they played. To me, Thomas is good, but
he hasn't shown.
He's not dropping a lot of balls this year. I just don't see him getting all the things. I'd go after Sanders because that's a guy that. Yeah, I know. It's like my thing just kind of. I don't know. The springs might come out. That's scary. But Sanders is the guy that Peyton Manning looks after, and that's one thing I have a feeling that. To me, I would put Norman on Sanders, and that's.
I'm not gonna hold Thomas out of the question because he is a pro and still that. But as far as it is, Sanders is their biggest weapon right now.
And looking at it after that, you got nothing.
Zero.
I mean, you lose Julius Thomas because he wanted to leave.
And then you got Anderson, who's been. Ugh.
You bring in Vernon Davis, which you figured was going to do something. He hasn't shown well. He did play a lot 2 weeks ago.
It's just nothing happened.
But just, it's so hard to sit there and look at it and be like, "There's any way I could pick Denver in this game."
No,
because to me, I have this gut feeling that it's going to turn into the Denver-Seattle Super Bowl.
Please,
I have this gut feeling it's going to be some kind of blowout. But granted,
turn it off
at halftime it'll be a blowout, and then they'll somehow make a comeback like Seattle did, and
never know.
Carolina still wins.
So we going positionally wise, going quarterbacks, running backs, all that stuff.
Yeah, if I stop yawning, I don't know why I'm yawning. I am confused why I'm yawning. But starting at the quarterback, well, as much as we love the Hall of Famer. I was going to say Palmer. Peyton Manning.
Although annoyed with him recently. Anyway.
Yeah. Hall of Famer Peyton Manning. Yeah, I go with Cam Newton's. I mean, the guy is
He's a dual threat.
27 years old compared to the 40-year-old Peyton Manning.
Dual threat.
Yeah, dual threat. Denver's going to have a whole lot of...
Unless they put a spy on them, that's really their only way.
That's the thing is you do some certain stuff, and you get... If I'm Denver, you gotta watch certain tape.
Yeah.
There's certain tape you gotta watch. You gotta watch Green Bay tape. Because Green Bay was able to do some stuff offensively. Defensively, not so much, but offensively, they were able to do stuff for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Other games I'm trying to think of, New Orleans. New Orleans was able to score some points on them. They were able to do it. Atlanta beat them. You look at that. You look at Seattle, what they did. Granted, Peyton Manning can't run around in a pocket like Russell Wilson
He
can.
wishes he could.
He did. I think I fell asleep when he ran that 10-yard run. I think my half an hour show ran through before that came through. But Cam Newton, even though I said it a lot this year that I thought this Carolina team was a fluke. I didn't think it was. I thought they.
They dominated the Cardinals. That showed clearly.
They played well, and Cam Newton's playing at a high level right now. So it's a no-brainer. I'm taking Cam Newton as quarterback. Running back, it's kind of flipping with here. Good Lord. I just can't stop yawning.
Running backs, it has to be Carolina.
You got to take Carolina's running back because of what Jonathan Stewart does.
And Tolbert gets decent yards, even though he's been moved to a fullback.
Yeah. But I'm going to say that's the key for Denver offensively is if they can get any kind of running game going.
If
C.J. Anderson or Ronnie Hillman, if they can do anything to get some kind of ground game so that they can try to get some play action passes down.
So we don't see Peyton going out in the wheelchair.
I wouldn't mind that, but that's just me. Then at least we know he's not coming back.
True.
But if they can get some kind of running game going, I think that could maybe prevail. Denver or help them a little bit, but
that Denver offensive line better step up if they want to try that. I mean, that defensive line just murders, and then they got the linebackers.
I just don't know what's going on.
Everybody, if you could see this guy, he's just yawning all the time here.
Maybe I'm just getting tired of talking Denver.
Maybe.
It's like none of you two are yawning. I'm just like yawning. It's weird. Maybe I'm tired. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. But again, I got to go with Carolina's running backs. Wide receiver now is a different question. I take Denver's.
You have to take Denver
because Denver's got the wide receiver. Yes, Carolina has wide receivers, but they can drop the ball a lot. And I mean a lot.
Ginn,
They have not showed it in a while, but they do drop him a lot.
Ted Ginn has, I think he was second.
Ted Ginn is not a number one receiver.
I'm just saying
sorry.
for their team
Yeah.
right now, he's number one, quote unquote.
And you're gonna have a guy like Ted Ginn sitting against Aqib Talib or Chris Harris. You're dead.
Yeah, you're dead.
Funchess on, or actually they'll probably be, well, no, because they'll have a middle linebacker on Olsen, so it'll probably be Funchess on.
Their biggest threat of the receiving core is Olsen.
Olsen, yeah, that's what they're gonna have.
Unless Ted Ginn just so happens to come out and show all pro out of nowhere.
Well, yeah, you don't know that. But
I mean,
yeah.
I'm not saying it's gonna happen.
So we're both going Denver wide receivers. I mean, Denver's got the experience at wide receiver. They got some weapons. Let's just put it that way.
Quotes,
it's pretty much a
weapons.
dead. It's pretty much a dead Super Bowl of wide receivers. It's not last year.
No.
Well, last year was pretty much dead. It was just Edelman.
And
So
was Gronk playing?
yeah, Gronk played, but Gronk's not a wide receiver. He acts like one, but isn't one.
Sure.
Tight ends, well, we don't really need to discuss that because there's only one, and that's Greg Olsen. I mean, one of the best ones out there. Still
Dude,
not a.
this is kind of a really boring Super Bowl. We're just like
It is. It
yeah.
seems like it's a boring
cut,
Super Bowl.
cut and dry answers like
Maybe we'll just talk about the halftime show. Who's singing the halftime? Is it Bruno
Rihanna.
Mars?
Rihanna, actually, I think.
Oh, Coldplay. Is it Coldplay? Maybe I'm more interested.
Oh,
There's like 6 other people in it, but I'd rather listen to Coldplay. But I mean, tight end Greg Olsen, not better than Jordan Reed, but it's dang good.
Yeah.
I just say that because I always do. But then you look at, of course, we kind of distinguish the offensive lines. Carolina's much better than Denver's. Denver's is just a
much
better. And then defensive line, you say the same exact thing. Denver's is okay. Denver's is actually decent, but not better
depends
than
on when they come out to play.
It's not better than Carolina's.
No.
And then secondary, you gotta go. Well, secondary you can go both.
That's actually
secondary's a tie. I gotta go tie secondary. They're both really good.
Because you got Coleman back there at safety. Who's the guy next to him? Harper.
Harper, yeah.
He
Roman
comes
Harper,
on the
I
box.
think.
He can be kind of play like another linebacker too.
I'm gonna say a split. I'm gonna go
Split
a tie,
on
but
that.
more on Denver's side. I think Denver's got the little better of.
Denver's just got the extra cornerback on the other side.
Yeah.
That can go across from Talib. Norman has, if. Can you stop yawning? Because then you're gonna start making me yawn.
Maybe I'd say this must be a boring Super Bowl.
Here, let's grab him a blanket and pillow here, man.
Let's just take a nap for the Super Bowl. But
yeah,
looking at picks, I mean, well,
it's pretty cut and dry.
I mean, we're gonna go cut and dry, but I mean, we lost when we went cut and dry 2 weeks ago. We kind of got our butts kicked.
It was kind of we looked at a lot of factors though, but this one's more than likely gonna go Carolina's
I like
way.
Carolina big
Carolina's
time.
way.
Tyler, who do you like?
Carolina.
Oh, that's right. You're not in there, so you don't get to
Well,
pick.
more likelihood he probably would pick Carolina, unless he just wanted to upset you and just pick Broncos just for the heck of it.
I don't know, but I know he can't charge his phone. So I don't know. I mean, Carolina is gonna be the cutthroat pick.
There's just no other choice in this right now.
No. Carolina's going to be able to dominate them.
And
well, according to Madden, they're not going to dominate. According to Madden, it was a game-winning touchdown.
I mean, if that defense comes out to play,
you never know.
Both defenses, you
I'm
never know.
hoping it's a good game.
I mean, it could be a battle of the defenses this game, though.
I just hope it's a good game.
Yeah.
That's all I
That's
say.
really all we can say.
A good game. Please give me a good game. And that's I mean, we had last year's great game. The year before that was terrible. I mean, it's like, come on. It's not. We're not going to start this trend where we're going to go terrible, good, terrible, good, terrible, good.
Hopefully not.
I mean, if I got to say the halftime show's better, it was the year that Seattle won the first one, or the only one, I should say, the first time they made it there.
See, now you're making me yawn. Stop it.
No, you're lying. It said it's boring talking about the Super Bowl. You're not that bored usually talking about the Super Bowl, but it's just that bad. Well, do you think this performance is going to beat out Katy Perry's performance from last year?
No.
Katie's was good last year. I like that. I like that.
I mean, Katie does kind of help get along with that, though. That does help.
But come on, man.
Here.
You got Coldplay.
Coldplay?
Why do you think I thought it was Maroon 5.
They might.
I thought they said it was Maroon 5. Wasn't. Who else is in it now? So who else
We're
is with
insider
them?
information.
Oh
here,
yeah,
people.
we get plenty of inside information. Who else is in it? I don't remember who else is in it. Yeah.
Well,
Prince isn't in it. I wish
I
Prince
think-
would come back.
I think Rihanna's in it. I don't.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. We had that
I think she
Debalico again.
is.
Maybe she'll, take off her little. Maybe we'll have a. So Beyonce and Bruno Mars.
That's a
Maybe
sol- that's a- I'd say
maybe
it's a solid
Beyonce will
lineup.
have another wardrobe function. Oh no, that's right. They'll censor that one out this time. They won't make that mistake again. Oh,
Oh,
she
she
always
lip
lip
syncs.
she always lip syncs. She's the worst one out of them all. Did she botch the national anthem?
Yep.
Was it the inauguration?
Big time.
So who botched? No, I can't remember who botched it at the Super Bowl. It was like, wasn't that 2 years ago when they botched it at the Super Bowl?
Oh. Ooh,
I thought there was one at the Super Bowl
Here,
that they
that could be a
botched.
question.
Oh God, I don't even know what the answer is. I know. I remember the inauguration when that happened. I don't know. How can you botch the Star Spangled Banner? That video's fun. Now that video's funny. Oh, Canada!
Oh yeah, that.
He's
yeah.
singing "Oh Canada" and then he falls over. He did. He did keep singing.
He kept going.
He did keep going. It was just kind of weird. I mean, I watched it like 2 or 3 times. Just like I watched that kid, 11-year-old that sings exactly like.
that last minute where
Sounds just like Adele.
Oh, crap.
Wow. What?
We got nothing
We
else
already
to
did our
talk
pick.
about.
We got 2 minutes, so we're trying to figure out yet who botched. Yeah, Christina Aguilera botched it. There we go. Yeah, we still trying to figure out who botched it. That's what I was trying to. We're not like bull grabbing anything. We're trying to figure out
I still
stuff.
don't have an answer for my question. Too hard, apparently.
Do you want me to call?
Why not?
I don't even know the answer. We won't give the answer. We'll give it back next week. Hopefully, few more people are listening. Maybe Matt. Well, Matt was listening. Well, Matt got the autograph, so why would he need to call? That's true. He was because he texted me and he's like, "No show on Friday, no school Friday." No, I said during the draft we'd have. That should be fun though. If we can get it right at the time of the draft and have a 3-4 hour show. Whew. Was it Thursday night? I can't remember if it was Thursday or Friday night. Well, first round's Thursday night, then they'll probably do something on Sports Zone, and then what we could do is come on after them and continue. We'll join Matt and those guys. We'll see what happens if they have. Last year they didn't do it because I think we ended our shifts before then. Because isn't that the end of April? No, last year was May. Oh, that's right. Last year they pushed it back to May. That's right. That's why we didn't have them because everything was done by then. So, well, that'll do it for our great first day of February.
Yeah.
So we'll be back again next Monday. We'll talk recap Super Bowl 50. Hopefully Super Bowl 50 lives up to some kind of hype. I don't know. Hopefully. And then we'll talk again probably some more NCAA basketball, see what other crazy things are going on. Otherwise, I don't know what else we'll talk. Well, we'll have again Twins Weekly with Tyler.
Hopefully. No
Hopefully if
dead
he's back by Monday. He should be. But, yeah, we'll see what else. We'll talk also golf after the Waste Management Phoenix Open. They've added so many words. It used to just be the Phoenix Open. Now it's Waste Management. Oh. Yeah, it's been a while. But, yeah, so we'll have some good stuff hopefully next week for you guys. Again, you've been listening to Sports Live on Mustang Radio.
Peace.